morning students. So in the morning class we discussed about interhalogen compounds. So the definition for interhalogen compounds and physical properties as well as preparations of interhalogen compounds. So what is the definition for interhalogen compound? First of all, we discussed about halogen compounds definition and then properties, and finally we discussed about the preparations of interhalogen compounds. Now I am going to explain the structures of interhalogen compounds. Structures. So these are classified into four types. So first one is AX type. So that is one halogen is covalently bonded with another halogen. So that is ICl. So this is the example, one of the examples for AX type of interhalogen compound. So in this one halogen iodine is combined with a chlorine. So iodine chloride, this is iodine chloride. So this is a interhalogen compound because it contains iodine with a chloride ion. So therefore interhalogen, so mixing of or combination of two halogens takes place here. So this is a interhalogen. Now what is the structure of AX type interhalogens? So for example ICl, also iodine. So this is a seventh group element, that is it is having a configuration 5s2 5p5. So outer electronic configuration for iodine is 5s2 5p5. So here there are two electrons present in s orbital as well as there are 5 electrons present in 2p orbital. So like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this is s2 configuration, 5s2 configuration, and this is 5p5 configuration. So here all the electrons are paired up with each other except this electron. Therefore this electron is available for bond formation with Cl. If it is reacted with Cl means, so this is a halogen, it is also having one outer electron. Therefore whenever this electron combined with chlorine, there exists a sigma bond between this valency electron present in 2p z orbital as well as valency electron present at 2p z orbital of chlorine atom. So there exists a sigma bond between iodine and Cl. So here one electron and 3p orbitals, one s orbital as well as 3p orbitals involved in the bond formation. Therefore here it undergoes sp3 hybridization. It is sp3 hybridization. So the hybridization takes place between one s orbital and 3p orbitals. So all are involved in the hybridization. Therefore s and 3p orbitals. Therefore here central metal atom undergoes sp3 hybridization, and also there is a bond takes place between iodine with chlorine. So only one electron is present. That is why only it forms one bond with chlorine. Therefore the structure of ICl is linear. So it is having a linear structure, and also here central metal undergoes sp3 hybridization. The linear structure is due to making of a sigma bond formation between iodine and chlorine. So both are due to the bonding between one electron present in pz orbital and also one electron present in pz orbital of chloride ion. So this is the bond formation between iodine and chlorine, and this is also explained in terms of electrons like this. So here iodine is the central atom, it is a seventh group element, therefore it is having 7 electrons. So totally there are 7 electrons because it is a seventh group element, 2 electrons in s orbital and 5 electrons in p orbital. So totally there are 7 electrons. So due to presence of these electrons, so one electron is bonded with Cl. So this is for iodine. So iodine having 7 electrons, out of 7 electrons, 1 electron only is bonded with chloride ion and the remaining all are present as lone pairs. So this is lone pair, this is also lone pair and lone pair. Therefore, in the case of AX type interhalogens, there is a 1 sigma bond. There is 1 sigma bond and 3 lone pair of electrons. 1 sigma bond as well as 3 lone pair of electrons. So if any compound having 1 sigma bond and 3 lone pair of electrons, then the structure is linear. So according to VSEPR theory, valency shell electron repulsion theory, that is VSEPR. VSEPR, valency shell electron pair theory or valency shell electron repulsion pair or pair of repulsion. So due to this theory, if a compound having 1 sigma bond and 3 lone pair of electrons, then its structure is linear. So here there is a linear structure due to formation of a sigma bond. So here it is also explained by VSEPR theory. So here 1 plus 3, so totally 1 sigma bond and 3 lone pairs, so total equal to 4. So if its value is 4, then 1 s orbital and 3 p orbital, it means it gives a sp3 hybridization. If a compound contains a total number of sigma bonds with lone pair of electrons is equal to 4, then it is sp3 hybridization. If the total value is equal to 2, then it is sp hybridization. If it is 3, sp2 hybridization. If it is 4, sp3. If it is 5, then hybridization is sp3d. If total value is 5, then hybridization is sp3d. So here we calculate the total number of sigma bonds as well as number of lone pair of electrons. So in this case, only 1 sigma bond and 3 lone pair of electrons are there. That is why total value is equal to 4. That is why it is having hybridization sp3. So this is all about the structure of AX type interhalogens. So any interhalogens like ICL, IBr, CLF or CLBr, so all are linear molecules. So there is only one bond takes place between halogens. So its structure is sp3 hybridization and geometry is linear. And now second type, that is AX3. AX3 type interhalogen, second one. Structure of AX3. Again consider example of iodine, that is ICl3. So here central atom is iodine. Again its electronic configuration is, so 5s2 5p3. So this is 5s2 and this is 5p3, sorry 5p5. So 2 electrons present in s orbital and 5 electrons present in p orbital. So this is in the case of ground state. Ground state in the sense lower energy state. So whenever ground state, it is lower energy, all electrons are present in 2s orbital as well as a 2p orbital. So here 1 electron is unpaired electron. Now in the case of first excited state, first excited. So what is the excited means? Excited state means if an electron transition undergoes from ground state to higher energy state, then it is nothing but excitation. If electron is promoted to next one, then it is first excited. If it is promoted to second highest energy level, then it is second excited state. So here whenever iodine undergoes first excitation, then its electronic configuration becomes, so here 5s2 5p4 and next orbital is 5d1. So initially at ground state it is having 5d0. So there is no electron present at d orbital. Whereas in the case of first excited state, 1 electron present in 5p orbital undergoes a transition from 5p to 5d. So transition takes place from 5p orbital to 5d. So initially it is having 5 electrons, it is having 0 electrons. After excitation, the configuration becomes 5p4 and it is 5d1. Therefore, the configuration for excited electronic configuration for iodine is, so there are 2 electrons in 5s orbital and 4 electrons. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So these are the 4 electrons present at 5p and 1 electron present at 5d. So this is the electron and remaining all are empty orbitals. So now, so it is having 1, 2, 3 unpaired electrons. So all these 3 unpaired electrons undergoes bond formation with 3 chloride ions in the case of ICl3. So this is about iodine electronic configuration, and there are 3 halogens, chloride ions. So each chloride having 1 electron. Therefore, for 3 chloride ions, there are 3 electrons present at a chlorine atom, and these 3 electrons involve a sigma bond formation with these 3 electrons. Therefore, there is a formation of 3 sigma bonds. There is a formation of 3 sigma bonds. And also here, this s orbital along with this p orbitals and also with the d orbital. So there is a overlapping takes place between s orbital and 3 p orbitals and 1 d orbital. Therefore, the hybridization for AX3 type interhalogen compound is sp3d. So there is the involvement of s orbital and 3 p orbitals and 1 d orbital. So due to presence of one more electron present at 5d1. So this is the configuration for 5d1. Therefore, here central atom undergoes sp3 hybridization. And then structure. So look at the electrons again present at iodine, that is 7 electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So these are the 7 electrons present at iodine. Now there are 3 chloride ions. So this is electron is bonded with 1 chlorine, second electron is bonded with the second chlorine, and third electron is also bonded with third chlorine atom. So now remaining lone pairs. So this is one pair and this is second pair. So now how many sigma bonds are there? So 1 sigma bond, 2 sigma bond and third sigma bond. Therefore, there are 3 sigma bonds. Plus how many lone pairs? So this is one lone pair. This is second lone pair. So pair means 2 electrons. So totally there are 4 unpaired electrons. That is nothing but it is having 2 lone pair of electrons. So 3 plus 2 total equal to 5. Therefore, it undergoes sp3 dehybridization. So the hybridization of central metal atom in AX3 interhalogens is sp3d. And now structure. So what is the structure? The structure of AX3 type interhalogen having 3 sigma bonds and 2 lone pair of electrons is given by TBP. TBP. So that is nothing but trigonal bipyramidal. Trigonal bipyramidal. So this is the structure of AX3 type interhalogen. So here trigonal means 3. Bipyramidal, so 2. So totally 3 plus 2, 5. So that is the 5. And also the structure is given by, so this is a trigonal pyramidal. So this is a trigonal, right? So trigonal bipyramidal. So this is central metal, that is iodine, and here 3 chlorine atoms. So out of 3 here, look at the structure. So in this electronic configuration, this is lone pair of electron. So this is a lone pair of electron, this is second lone pair of electron. These lone pair of electrons present at equatorial position of the tetragonal bipyramidal. So this is the trigonal bipyramidal. So here there is a 2 lone pair of electrons, both are present at equilibrium, or simply this is nothing but. So these are the two lone pair of electrons, and now remaining one is, so this is one chloride ion, this is another chloride ion, this is another chloride ion. So these positions are known as axial positions, and these positions are nothing but equatorial positions. So here lone pair of electrons present at equatorial positions, whereas the remaining chlorine, so this is axial chlorine, this is also axial bond, and this is also equatorial bond. So here the lone pair of electrons always present at equatorial position, and this structure is nothing but trigonal bipyramidal, TBP. Simply this structure is similar to, so this is central iodine, and there is a chlorine atom at above the plane, and again one more chlorine atom at below the plane, and this is the third chlorine atom, and iodine having two lone pair of electrons. So this structure is similar to a T shape, so like a T letter, so it is nothing but T shape. Therefore AX3 type enter halogens having either TBP structure or simply it is written in terms of T-shape structure. So the shape only, the structure of AX3 type is T-shape or trigonal bipyramidal. So here central atom having two lone pair of electrons and 3 sigma bonds. So due to presence of 5 total sigma bonds and lone pair of electrons, iodine undergoes sp3d hybridization. So hybridization is sp3d and the geometry is trigonal bipyramidal. So now third one. So third one is AX5. AX5 type interhalogen. So again consider the example IF5, iodine pentafluoride. So now again iodine, that is having a general configuration, electronic configuration 5s2, 5p, 5 and 5d0 at ground state. So this is at ground state. So 2 electrons at s orbital, 5 electrons in p orbitals and 0 electrons at d orbitals. So this is the configuration at ground level. So whenever iodine undergoes second excitation in the case of AX3 type, so that is at second excitation. So second excitation means 2 electrons are excited to higher energy level, that is 5d level from 5p. So therefore it becomes 5s2 and it is 5p3 because 2 electrons are excited from 5p level to 5d level. Therefore it becomes 5d2. Therefore, so this is the configuration: 2 electrons at s orbital and 3 electrons at p orbital and 2 electrons at d orbital. So this is the electronic configuration of iodine at a second excited state. So here 2 electrons from 5p orbital are excited to, that is undergoes excitation to higher energy. So 5d is always having higher energy compared to 5p. So it becomes 5s2, 5p3 and 5d2. So how many number of lone pair of electrons are there? So here there is only one lone pair, whereas these are all unpaired electrons undergoes bond formation with ICl5 or IF5. So here there are 5 halogens, each halogen having a single electron. Therefore iodine can form 5 bonds with a halogen. Therefore these 5 electrons undergoes sigma bond formation. So this is undergoes finally 1 s orbital overlapping with 3p orbital overlapping with d2 orbital. Therefore the hybridization for AX5 interhalogen compound is sp3 dehybridization. So the hybridization for AX5 interhalogens, that is equal to sp3. So 1 s orbital and 3 p orbitals and also 2 d orbitals. So totally here 1 sigma bond. Again calculate sigma bonds and lone pairs. So this is iodine having 7 electrons and 5 halide ions. So if suppose fluorine, so 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Therefore, there are 5 sigma bonds. There are 5 sigma bonds, and so this is only single lone pair of electron. So it is having 5 sigma bonds and 1 lone pair of electron. Therefore, totally it is 5 plus 1, 6. So if its value is 6, then it undergoes sp3d2. So 1 plus 3 plus 2, that is 6. So total equal to 6. If suppose a compound having 5 sigma bonds and 1 lone pair of electron, then the hybridization of central metal atom is sp3d2. Now geometry. So what is the structure? So structure, if suppose any compound having sp3 hybridization, then its geometry is square pyramidal. It is having square pyramidal geometry. So look at the, so this is a square. So this is the central iodine atom and it can bonded with 5 fluorine atoms. So this is 1 fluorine, second one, third one, fourth one and fifth fluorine atom, and there is a lone pair of electrons, so that is present at the like this. So here there are 5 sigma bonds with iodine and 1 lone pair of electrons. So this is the lone pair of electron present in 1s orbital, 5s orbital. So 1 lone pair and 5 sigma bonds. So therefore its structure is square pyramidal. And finally AX7 type interhalogens. Last one. AX7 type. So example is IF7. So iodine form all type of interhalogen compounds AX, AX3, AX5 as well as AX7. So in the case of IF7, again iodine electronic configuration at ground level is 5s2, 5p5 and 5d0. So this is at ground level. So 2 electrons and 5 electrons at p orbital and 0 electrons at d orbital at ground state. Whereas in the case of third excited state, so because here there are 3 bond pairs are there or pair of electrons, so this is the one pair, second pair, third pair. So whenever all these electrons excited to 3d 5d level, then it becomes 5s1 and 5p3 and it is 5d3. So this is at third excited level, third excited. So at third excited state, all the electrons present at 3 orbitals, so 1, 2, 3, s orbital and p orbital, so all are excited to next level, then it becomes 5s1, 5p3 and 5d3. Therefore, so only 1 electron present at s orbital and 3 electrons present at 5p and also 3 electrons present at 5d orbital. So 1, 2, 3. So all are single electrons, all are involves bond formation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Therefore, it forms a 7 sigma bonds with 7 halogens. So IF5 IF7. So there are 7 fluorine atoms, each fluorine having a single electron. Therefore, all the single electrons present at a fluorine can bonded with all 7 electrons at iodine. Therefore, here there is a sigma bond formation and also 1 s orbital and 3 p orbitals as well as 3 d orbitals involved in the bond formation. Hence, in AX7 type interhalogen, central metal undergoes sp3d3 hybridization. So that hybridization of central ion at AX7 is sp3, 1 s electron and 3 p electrons and 3 d electrons. So there is a involvement of sp-d orbitals having 1, 3, 3 electrons. So totally sp3 hybridization. And now geometry. Also it is calculated by using the electrons. So these are 7 electrons present at iodine and all are bonded with halogens. That is fluorine. So here there is a formation of 7 sigma bonds. And how many lone pairs? So there is no lone pair of electrons. So 0 lone pair. Therefore total is equal to 7. Therefore it involves sp3d3, 3 plus 1, total equal to 7. Therefore if a compound having 7 sigma bonds and 0 lone pairs, then central atom undergoes sp3d hybridization. Now the geometry. So what is the geometry? So geometry for sp3 hybridized central atom is PBP, that is pentagonal bipyramidal. Pentagonal bipyramidal. So this is the geometry of AX7 type interhalogen. It is undergoes sp3 hybridization and its geometry is pentagonal bipyramidal, and it is given as follows. So pentagonal, that means so 5 pentagons. So this is a pentagon. So pentagonal bipyramidal, if suppose this is the iodine central atom and 1 fluorine, 2nd fluorine, 3rd fluorine, 4th one and also 5th one. Now write 2 more fluorine atoms at above and below the plane. So all are sigma bonded with fluorine atoms. There is no lone pair of electron. This structure is nothing but pentagonal bipyramidal. So here iodine undergoes sp3d3 hybridization. So this is all about interhalogen compounds. So definition of interhalogen compounds, preparations of interhalogen compounds, and then properties, and finally structure of interhalogen compounds of all types AX, AX3, AX5 and then AX7. So initially AX type, it undergoes sp3 hybridization and geometry is linear. And the second one AX3. So here central atom undergoes sp3 dehybridization and geometry is either TBP or T shape. And third one is AX5. Here central atom undergoes sp3 D2 hybridization and geometry is square pyramidal. Square pyramidal. And finally last one AX5, AX7. So here central atom undergoes sp3 D3 hybridization and geometry is pentagonal bipyramidal. So there is no deviation in pentagonal bipyramidal geometry because there is no lone pair of electrons, whereas in the case of AX3 its hybridization is sp3d. Even though its structure is deviate, it is shifted towards T shape like structure. because there are two lone pair of electrons present at equatorial position, whereas in the case of AX7 there is no lone pair of electron. That is why its structure is exactly pentagonal bipyramidal. So this is all about interhalogen compounds. And finally, one more last topic in this unit, that is pseudohalogens. A small topic, pseudohalogens. So this is the last topic in your first unit syllabus. Pseudohalogens. So what are pseudohalogens? If suppose any ion having a negatively charged ion having similar properties with halogens. So this is a mono negatively charged ion. So mono means -1. So it is negatively charged ion. So a mono negatively charged ion having characteristic properties with halogens, then that ion is known as pseudohalogen. So example, best example is cyanide. So examples are, first one, cyanide is a pseudohalogen because it is mono negatively charged ion. So here -1 charge, so negative and also -1. Therefore it is a mono negatively charged ion, and also it is having some similar properties with halogens, and discuss later. So now examples, first one is cyanide, and the second one is SCN minus, thiocyanide, next one N3 minus, this is nothing but azide, and next one is OCN minus, this is nothing but cyanate, and also ONC minus, this is known as isocyanate. So cyanide, thiocyanide, azide, cyanate, and also isocyanate. So all these are having a -1 charge, that is mono negatively charged ions. Mono negatively charged ions. That is why all these are examples for pseudo halogens. So pseudo, it means not equal halogens, but these are having a same formula as well as same physical properties with halogens. So now what are the physical properties of pseudo halogens? So first one is properties. If suppose any halide ion, that is Cl minus ion, whenever it is interacted with H plus ion, then it gives HCl, that is acid. So what does it mean? Any halide ion reacted with hydrogen H plus ion, then it gives an acid. Similarly here cyanide ion, whenever cyanide ion is reacted with H plus, then it forms HCl. What is HCl? That is hydrocyanide. This is also acid. Here it is HCl, hydrochloric acid. So this is HCl, hydrocyanide. So both are acids. Therefore it means whenever chloride reacted with H plus, it forms an acid. Similarly, whenever cyanide reacted with H plus, then also it forms an acid. Therefore here both are having same properties. So also both are having negative -1 charge. Therefore cyanide is a pseudohalogen. So one of the reason for cyanide is a pseudohalogen is when cyanide ion is reacted with H plus, it forms an acid similar to Cl ion. similar to chloride ion. Therefore, cyanide is a pseudo halogen. So that is the first reason. Next, the second one. Second one is both Cl are both halogens and pseudo halogens. Both halogens and pseudo halogens forms insoluble salts. Insoluble salts with Az, that is silver. So silver reacted with Cl, it forms AgCl. Similarly, whenever silver reacted with Cn, it forms AgCN, silver cyanide. So both are insoluble salts. So both are having same properties. That is why whenever Az reacted with either chloride or cyanide, both forms a insoluble salts. Therefore, cyanide is a pseudo halogen. So that is the second physical property along with halogens. And third one is chloride forms complexes with copper as well as CO, cobalt, like Cl 4 times -2. Similarly, CO Cl 6 times -3. So these are the complexes of chlorine. So it is with cobalt and this is with copper. So in this similar way, cyanide also forms complexes with copper as well as cobalt like this. So CuCN 4 times -2, and also with copper, with cobalt, it is COCN 6 times -3. So what does it mean? So cyanide having a similar property for the complex formation with both cobalt as well as copper. Therefore, both are having similar properties in the case of complex formation. That is why cyanide is a pseudo halogen. So this is a pseudo halogen. So similarly, there are some physical properties of cyanide, isocyanide, SCN minus and ONC. That is, ONC is nothing but cyanate. So all are having similar properties with the halogen. That is why all these are nothing but pseudo halogens. So this is all about your first unit syllabus, that is P block elements. So first unit, that is P block elements. So we completed P block elements. So this chapter includes group number 13 to group number 17. Boron family, carbon family, nitrogen family, oxygen and halogens. So these are the groups present at P block elements. So in the chapter we discussed about the elements present in all the families and the physical properties from top to bottom, and then preparation of some like compounds like boron B2H6, that is borazole, diboron, borazole B3N3H6. So this is the compounds of boron family. So we discussed about the compounds of boron family as diboron as well as borazole in first group. And then second group, in this case we discussed about silicones, that is compounds of carbon, and also silanes, that is hydrates of silicon. And in the next one we discussed about nitrogen compounds, that is hydrogen and also hydroxylamine, hydrogen NH2, and one more NH2OH, this is hydroxylamine. So under the nitrogen compound we discussed about two compounds. First one is hydrogen and the second one is hydroxylamine. And In the case of oxygen family, we discussed about oxides. So what are the oxides classification and the types of oxides basing on oxygen content as well as nature of the oxide. And finally, in the case of halogen family, we discussed about interhalogen compounds. So all these are included in your first unit syllabus. So stop here today, and tomorrow onwards I will start physical chemistry. So that is our next unit. So in that unit we discussed about gaseous state, solutions, solid state, and also dilute solutions. So all these are included in your next unit, that is physical chemistry. So totally you have 5 units, 2 units from inorganic chemistry and 3 units from physical chemistry. So we completed 1 unit from inorganic chemistry. So now tomorrow onwards we discuss about physical chemistry. So first chapter in physical chemistry is solid state. So tomorrow I will discuss about solid state. Thank you.